do anything here.
Honey, we're home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite show, Honey, We're Home. I'm Nicole.
And I am Caroline.
Is that our names?
Today is the day before Valentine's Day in real life. Oh, you did say our names.
I know.
So happy almost Valentine's Day.
Wanted you to notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're recording by the time this episode comes out, it will be past Valentine's Day.
Yes, it will be. And we hope that you had a great one.
Wait, but actually, what are your plans? Because can I tell you?
Yeah. You didn't do anything?
We don't really have. Well, we have a plan in mind. We want to go to our favorite restaurant that's impossible to get a reservation at, so we're just going to go at early bird special time.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try that. And then like low key, we're both tired. We're getting old.
That's the thing that I was going to say. And I've obviously been busy, which we can like chat about in a second. But yesterday, okay, I'm happy that I took some time last weekend. John asked like what we wanted to do. And he was like, should it be a surprise or should I just give you my thoughts? And I was like, by this point, you should know, just give me your thoughts because you're busy and I'm busy. And if you just tell me what you're thinking and what's taking you so long to decide, then like I can give you 20% of my brain power and then it'll just be done.
Yeah.
So we did decide on like, for example, he was like, I am on the wait list for all these places for Friday. And I was like, easy solution. I don't want to go out to dinner Friday. I want to go out to dinner Saturday.
There we go.
So it made it easy. And then we avoid the place that we were going to Omakase on Saturday. That's like our true Valentine's Day celebration day.
That'll be nice.
And that's like what I wanted to do. Problem is on Friday it's like $500 minimum, and the place, like even for the place I want to go to, which is like neighborhood spot, and it's normally very affordable for Omakase, which is already expensive, so it's like $140 for us to go on Saturday and $450 on Friday.
No brainer. I don't care how rich you are.
That's
no brainer.
But I think John's like, do you care more about the day? And I'm like, you know that's not true. I just want to go to a good restaurant. So
yeah, we're recording this on the day before Valentine's Day. So
I told him I would.
I like that it's on a Friday though, because it's like we have the whole weekend.
I just did something that I actually actively said on this podcast I would never do again, which is like I offered to like coordinate Friday night stuff. And I regret doing that. And I knew I would, which is why I said I would never do it again. And I did it. I don't have anything planned. Like, I'm going to have to blow up the air mattress in the living room, do a sleepover vibe, do the movie, like make dinner at home.
That'll be nice. That's my favorite date night, except we don't do an air mattress.
It's going to take time that I unfortunately still don't have.
So literally, I'm giddy today because today's a Thursday. For those of you who watch Severance, you don't, right?
No, I don't.
Damn it. Okay.
I'm on the fence.
It is such a good show. You really should start it. It has like scary elements, which you're like 5, so you're not going to love. But it's weird too. Like there's weird parts. It's just so, it keeps me hanging on. I think it's because Apple TV releases it once a week, which is like, diabolical.
Can I ask if it's like Night Agent in the way that like
I gave up on season 2 of Night Agent.
I finished it.
Is it good? I got bored.
I had to finish it. I was telling you that's why I like. Have you started The Recruit? Sorry, this is very ADD. That's why I like The Recruit better though, because the thing that happens in Night Agent is that nothing happens until the last 5 minutes, and they purposely do that so that you want to watch the next episode.
The first season, I was telling Mike the other day, the first season was so much better. I was hanging on by episode 1 of the first season.
What's her face? I've already forgotten all their characters' names. Should tell you a lot. The new
Rose
handler girl or whatever, like she took some getting used to. Like I think her acting got better as time went on, but like some of their new cast characters were just like I was having
I didn't like their storylines. It was too confusing.
The storyline some shows, they're really reaching. And it's like, if I can't sit there and be like, I can put together what's happening right now, even though you can't.
Right.
It's like, you're not ever taking a beat to connect the dot.
Who in the relationships who's listening, like, is the explainer? Severance? I have my MBA in. I have done a dissertation. I have researched in depth this show. I have watched every YouTube, every TikTok. So I actually explain theories and stuff to Mike for Severance. And I'm the smart one there. But typically it's Mike explaining to me.
I'm the explainer. I was put on like an embargo for talking because like I'll pause it and be like, so this is what's going to happen. And I don't understand that people don't know that don't want to know that. It's not, I haven't seen it yet. I could be wrong. It's just that I'm usually not wrong.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not ruining the ending. Like, I'm just predicting. And it's obviously fun for me. I'll pause it and be like, oh, so this is what's happening here. So this is what's going to end up going down.
Yeah.
And then for a while, it was like giggly, like, oh my God, how did you know that? And then it became like, this is ruining a show for me because you're telling me how it's going to end and before it ends.
Yeah.
And you're just historically so correct that now I'm like, I know you're going to be right. So what's the fun?
So Mike does that all day, every day. I'm like, you should write TV because he is able to predict the ending at the beginning, right when the first line is uttered. Like, it's actually crazy. He did this last night. We were at the Bridget Jones screening at the Lincoln Jazz thing, whispers over and he's like, his phone definitely fell in the pool. And he was very wrong. I'm not trying to give a spoiler away for those of you who haven't seen the new Bridget Jones movie. He was wrong about that one, but I was like, shut up. We're at a screener.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's some people like puzzles, and that's why it's fun.
It's the analytical. It's the people who like numbers.
That's the joy of doing those things, is like knowing that you were able to put the puzzle together. It's like you got challenged and you were able to figure it out.
Anywho, I'm giddy because that's our plan for tonight is everything shower, food at home, cooking up, I don't know, TBD. We have some ground beef out, something with ground beef. And then popcorn and Severance.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good.
I've been having really weird dreams lately. One in particular happened I woke up at 4 a.m. the other morning, where I had a dream that baby came out of me. I guess I was pregnant. And I had absolutely no breast milk and couldn't produce it, which is a very real problem for many women, which I'm a believer in fed is best. I'm not a mom yet. Preface that. I hope to be able to breastfeed, but you never know. Fed is best. My baby will get fed. But I want a dream specialist to talk to, or maybe just, a good therapist, because I was like, what does that mean? Like, what am I freaking out about? Am I having anxiety? It was almost like, and then it told me.
Did you look it up?
No, probably should.
Oh.
Well, first of all, and then I went at 4 a.m. on a deep dive on TikTok. I was like researching like what to do if you have low breast milk supply and going down that rabbit hole.
Preparing so early, aren't we?
Yeah, I was like, let's get pregnant first, Nicole, let's get baby built first before we decide how we're going to feed. But it made me think too. I was like, I have so many friends that like when we talk about motherhood, they're scared of birth. I'm not scared of birth at all. No. I'm scared of being able to keep my baby happy and alive once the birth's over. And I don't know. I just was like, okay, this is another sign. I think, you're ready for the next step when you're having fearful dreams about it.
That probably is true. And it's also interesting that you say that because I guess it is true that like we all have fears about different things. Like that fear hasn't crossed my mind, but the giving birth fear crosses my mind all the time. So it is super interesting.
I know somebody recently who gave birth and the epidural just like stopped working.
I have pretty good grounds to be scared. My mom had to get 8 epidurals for me.
Yeah, that's insane.
There's something called a hot spot. It's like your epidural gets hyper located in one area. So it all went to like some area on her thigh. Yeah. So like it only paralyzes or whatever it does, that area. So it didn't take until like the 8th time or whatever. And
crazy.
I think
maybe
it might be.
I am afraid of birth.
I think it might be genetic. So like I maybe should be scary. Nervous, but I'm kind of like I can't change that. So I'm glad I have people in my life that are like very positive as I think about going into these next steps of life, because like I texted Navi about that and I was like, I had a dream I had no breast milk, and she the same was like, all right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. And she was very just like positive. She was like, well, that's it. First of all, it's not going to be an issue if that is the case, because we have ways to work on increasing breast milk supply. And I was just like, thank you. That is one thing where as a generation we have advanced enough for it to be like noticeable, I do think, because there are all these like supplements that you can take now to improve it, all these things that you can do. And also in general, like I know I'm not on the scary mom side of TikTok that I've heard people talk about a lot, where like it's just like that mom guilt and like judgment or whatever. But all of my friends that have kids are like very open about when they breastfed, when they stopped, why. And none of them, to me at least, have ever been like given off like a vibe of like being judgy, embarrassed to share it or nervous to share or judgy or like care.
That's something like the judgment.
You're just trying to survive. And everyone around me at least has been like pretty cool about that. So it eases those fears where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm walking into a lion's den of everyone telling me that what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I think that moms know it's just survival.
It's survival, and there's like no right or wrong way, you know?
Exactly. Like, I mean, I think that there are some things that like obviously could be considered bad, like whatever. What's 18 diaper mom? I'm not like totally versed on that situation.
I don't know.
But that was like some drama that went down.
I don't know. But no, like everyone's out there. I mean, this is with anything in life, once again, like everyone's out there doing their best and trying to produce abundance.
I actually, though,
so big.
Not to like linger on this topic, I would be really interested to know what that means, because we know what the basics of like, well, I forget now, I couldn't even tell you, but like losing your teeth or like falling off a cliff or like not being able to run.
Yeah.
Like those things people talk about.
Well, so I do think I'm in a point right now. I mean, this happened like a couple days ago, this dream. I'm having a lot of anxiety lately. And like this morning, my heart was beating. I was like, why am I so anxious? I think it has to do with hormones, like we always say, because, you know, that closer to that time, I also like woke up ready to rage. I woke up and was angry at Mike.
You're not giving that vibe at all today. That's
no, so I regulated. It's almost like I'm Jekyll and Hyde, like bipolar in a way, because so I woke up late. We went to bed late last night, didn't drink any alcohol, thank God. Because I'm putting myself on sabbatical from alcohol. I'm just like done. I'm done. It doesn't do good things for me, really. And so, you know, went to bed late because we were at this premiere. It was a great time. Got home a little later. Woke up a little later because went to bed later. That's okay. I think like that already though, kind of would have liked to work out in the morning. Didn't get to, but it's okay. Yeah. We're not gonna let that ruin
so much of this. Yeah, it's very relevant.
Right. Slept in a little. Gave myself permission. Mike got up and went to Rumble, which I was like a little jealous of, but
that's okay. John woke up this morning and went to work out too, and it's like I just can't compare myself because I'm like however he finds to get through his day is not the same way I get through my day. So
I agree. And we need to stop comparing ourselves to them because we're built differently.
I couldn't, and I'm coming off my period. It's like, why am I going to try to do what you do without you have none of the extenuating circumstances?
Yeah, I tell Mike that too. Like whenever I'm on my period, I'm like, you know, I'm not supposed to even be working out right now. And he's like, that's fine. I didn't say you needed to. And I'm like, just so you know.
Like I had to, this is so embarrassing. I had to sit with a heating pad on my back for 2 hours yesterday just because I worked out too close together while I was on my period.
Yeah.
Like how, it was so embarrassing. Like I couldn't move.
No.
And I was like, this is life. Happy I worked out, but that is embarrassing.
Yeah. It is weird that like we get competitive with them though. I wonder why that is.
John and I have a tally right now. Like I understand the competitive, like we're competing with each other, but
it's like
stupid.
You have an advantage because not you. I'm saying
he has an advantage.
Sorry, I woke up in a rage. I woke up just a little perturbed that it was later than I like, and I was just feeling a little behind, had a lot to do. Then I walked downstairs and I realized I think this is really from my mom because she was the exact same way times 10. The kitchen was messy. Mike had taken Louis out. God bless him. I was thankful for that because I didn't feel like it. It was rainy and disgusting. Mm-hmm. Kitchen was super messy. The house in general was messy. Lots of clutter and things everywhere. We've just like lost control of the plot this week.
Ours is the same.
Louis saunters in with Mike and I didn't see it at first. He then does his ritual of jumping on the couch and playing with his pillow that he's made this giant potty pillow that I wanted to be mine. Louis now made it his. He's made our whole house and couch his, honestly. But he jumps up. I go look at him and I'm like, his paws are covered in dirt and mud. So then that like made me mad at Mike for not being the one. So I'm trying to get Louis in the shower it was past the point of what? Tower.
Because it's the lack of a complete thought.
Yeah.
They don't have, in golf, like your follow through is more important than the swing itself.
Yes. Good analogy.
When somebody does something that's helpful, the follow through is more important than the action.
Yes.
I think to me, it sounds like to you, I would venture to say to like a lot of us. So like if you're going to clean the dishes, but
leaving it
the
out.
point of cleaning them is that I have counter space.
Yeah.
So if you're going to clean them but leave them all drying on the counter, there was no follow through.
Which he also did this morning.
Right. So it's like I'm not going to discount the fact that like you found time to do something. But again, it goes back to like you're not helping. You're just we're all doing something together. With the follow through, they don't fall. They don't follow through. The thought of like, how does this end up and finish? If I take Louis on a walk, great.
Yeah.
But if his paws are dirty,
disgusting.
Does it make more work for the person later that finds it?
Yeah, and it was work to get that dog's paws cleaned. Well, and in his defense, he was like, I truly did not see that the paws were messy. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So literally, I'm like, I don't know how you missed it, but it's all over my couch now. Thank God for the Amazon couch covers we have. And so that I'm doing all that. And then he did one more thing. What was it? Oh, and then I just like PMSing, like annoyed by him already. And then he was like washing. Oh, he came to like help out with Louis' paws because I was like, get us a wet paper towel. I need that. And Louis, I had him holding in the shower. And I was like, honey, make haste. Like make fucking haste. Because Louis was trying to push out of the shower. I was trying to hold him in.
Yeah.
I was like, I need treats and a wet paper towel. And I need urgency. That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's what I need. And Mike, God bless him. He balances me out so well. And I love that man more than anything. But sometimes the man just is not urgent enough for me. And I think that's common for a lot of women and men, right?
I think so too. But I think that it's just like they get things and process things in like a different way. Like
they're intentional.
John isn't really like terrible about the urgency thing, but I kind of relate it to the fact that like when we first tested out like living together, we had like a trash can situation. This is so stupid. Like when I was like put the trash outside because we lived in an apartment building that picks it up at a certain time each night.
Yeah, do it on time.
He like didn't do it, and then I was like, "Are you going to take the trash out?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to." And then I go to put the trash outside because I know what time they come to pick it up, and clearly he wasn't going to do it by that time. And he got up and he was like, I said I would do it. It's just like, why is it so urgent? I was going to do it when I could. And I think when I explained to him, like, it's not that I'm being anal.
Yeah.
It's that, like, there is an actual parameter that makes doing this in a certain time frame important. So one of us has to do it. It's not that, like, I just need to see you get up and do something immediately because I said do it. It's fun. Because something else relies on it. And if we don't, they're going to fine us by having our trash out overnight and it's going to smell.
Yeah.
And I recall his dad said something one time that was like, whenever your partner asks you to do something, trust that there's a reason that they asked you.
See, I love that because it is a communication issue. I guess like my thing is like, why should I have to spend the time being like, I need you to hurry because Louis is trying to get out and his paws, like, it's like just trust.
Yeah, just trust that there was a reason. Like if there's like urgency in your voice, trust that there's a reason of urgency.
Yeah.
Like it's not just to like see you run across the house.
Yeah.
There's a point.
Yeah. Well, and then he was like being helpful in washing the dishes per usual. Mike is like, again, we all know, more helpful than me, honestly. And he was washing the dishes, but then he annoyed me because he was just taking so long to wash one wine glass. And I literally like
probably
snapped.
So he didn't break it.
And I was like, you're still on that fucking glass. And I was like, you move so slow. And I like,
it was just because you were already, the urgency was already.
I was, as therapists say, I think dysregulated.
Yeah.
And so and then there was a switch moment where I was like, I just blew up. I don't know. I'm just like anxious this week.
I've been really anxious this week too. I think that there's just like a lot going on. And I think it becomes really hard to communicate exactly how you feel when you're extremely anxious because I'm not great with my words like during that time.
I said to Mike, I was like, it's hormones, definitely.
Yeah.
Like but that doesn't excuse being a huge cunt. But it definitely like stemming from that. And so I was just like, if like I need you to trust that you don't feel it, but I do.
It's just I think that in those times, like, it's just communicating, hey, I'm going to be really on edge right now because of how I feel. And then they know that. And then when you say something or ask for something, they do it because they trust that there's like a reason, and it sort of like de-escalates like the situation.
Everything.
Even John used to like never clean the dishes after dinner. And that's fine. Like, that's not what bothers me. I can let a dish sit there. I'm immediately dysregulated when I wake up and the kitchen isn't clean. And this always makes me think about the Shrink Chicks episode, because it's what made me realize that like sometimes women's brains are like wired like that. Like environment feeds into anxiety.
Yes.
And so I would say, he would say, I'll clean the dishes tonight. And then he wouldn't do it. And then he'll be like, I'll do it in the morning. And then he wouldn't do it. And then I would be like, okay, the next night would come and he'll say, oh, I'm going to do the dishes. And then I would just start doing them. And he's like, Caroline, I said I would do them. I'm like, no, it's not that I don't think you're going to do them. It's that like, I would rather just do them myself if it means waking up to a clean kitchen.
Yeah.
Because I am the one that works here every day. And then when I wake up and I walk in to like hope to have this little 20 minutes in my kitchen making my breakfast and coffee that has nothing to do with work or meetings or schedule. And it's supposed to be peaceful. And then I can't even find somewhere to put my coffee cup. I'm immediately thrown into anxiety.
Yeah.
And so now if he says he's going to do the dishes at night, he will, because he knows otherwise if I'm already in a heightened sense of anxiety, like that's just going to make it worse. Or like he's not going to like false promise it, because if it needs to be done, like it'll get done. But it's just a difference in thinking.
Yeah. It also made me think with the environment thing. I was like, we just had a really thorough cleaning person come last week. Who we have now like once a month just to do like a deep clean. I'm talking like baseboards, which thank God it's keeping me sane.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's the messiness.
If you can't keep it clean, it's like frustrating.
Yeah. I almost need a class on how to I would hate on me for saying this, but I don't know. Like I need like to be taught or tips or something, or just to like Google this on how to keep my environment really clean.
I think it's
putting things away. Everything has a place.
Always taking that motto that's like, if it takes less than 5 minutes, do it now.
Yeah.
I always have to say that to myself. Like when I go put my pajamas on at night and I'm so tired, like I don't want to hang my clothes back up.
No.
But if it takes less than 5 minutes, like just do it now, because otherwise it's going to be an hour and a half chore that I don't have time to do. And then that's where I get into my like perfectionist. If I can't make it perfect, I can't do it all. And now I'm living in filth, and like it's a snowball.
So I've been not living by the 5-minute rule. And so now I have multiple hour and a half chores to do around the apartment.
I do too at the moment. And I've had to like disassociate from it, because I don't have time to do it.
Kill me.
Instead, I think I'm just like getting rid of stuff because I can't put it away.
Which that's not a bad thing. This is super random.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about like friendship, how we always talk about it on this show, and how we're huge girls. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I feel like you have a lot of these friends too, or some. It's like, who the type of girl I think we're attracted to as friends?
Yeah, who?
A PR girl. A girl who works in public relations.
Yeah.
Because not only are they like, they're like cool, outgoing, fun to talk to, they're a little more like behind the scenes. They're not attention whores. Like the best ones are kind
they're
of
analytical. They're creative.
Yes.
They love an event.
Yes.
Like they love going also, and I love this. They love going the extra mile. Like something being like a little bit more of a lift or a little bit harder, that's not a turnoff for them.
No.
They're like, for the sake of creativity and doing something cool, sure, I'll give you 5 more hours.
Yeah, they're visionaries.
Yeah.
But they also have access to the coolest stuff. They have access to like the coolest events. They are fairy godmothers. They always have free stuff. Whether you're an influencer or just a regular person, they're always like giving you free stuff.
Well, I think a PR is a dream job. I always thought.
I could never really do it though.
I wanted to do PR so badly when I was
I could see
just
you.
a tidbit about me. before we moved to New York, before I was on TikTok, during COVID, I was applying for PR jobs and I was like trying to leverage shifting from finance into PR. And I would like talk to this girl that I interned for in New York, and she would like tell me, you know, this is a good shift for you and this is how you phrase it because these are the soft skills that they're looking for. And that was my whole resume. I was like, I want to do PR. There's no PR that you can do in like Charlotte, North Carolina. So I just was so, I mean, honestly.
Not the kind you want.
I mean, I could have done PR for like Wells Fargo, but no, thank you. I mean, like the cool
entertainment.
Yeah,
PR.
like stuff. If you want to use your analytical brain to like do this type of thing, it's the larger cities where people are headquartered for cool creative brands, and they're willing to do like test out activations and new ways to market. Like that's the creative hub.
Honestly, a good PR girl, all the PR girlies I'm friends with, like, know everyone. You're like, hey, can I go to this restaurant? They're like, yeah, let me get you the contact of the VIP. And I'm like,
so
whoa.
you like the perks.
Yeah. Kind of just like, no, but I actually like their personality too. I think somebody like me meshes well with a PR girly. Also, they're always named Christina. I have 3 that are Christine / Christina.
There are so many. I'm talking to a lot of people with the same name right now, and it's.
I like, for some reason in my life, if your name is Christina, we're best friends. Like,
yeah, I have a lot of Nicole's actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't hear of a Nicole
and Liz's. That's a new one for
Liz's.
me. Well, Liz is a new one for me.
I have a lot of Allies.
Yeah, Allie's a huge one.
I have a lot of Allies.
Allison must have been a really popular name when we were born.
I love the name Allison. If my name were Allison, I would only go by that, not Allie.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry to all my Allies out there. I mean, Allie's cute too and like fun, but I'd be like Allison.
Sometimes I don't think you have control of your nickname. I think people just start calling you it and you can never shake it.
Very
That's
true.
what happened to me with Carol. All right.
No.
God forbid. That's what happened.
Let's not be Carol.
I had no choice.
Caro can be mistaken.
Do you know how it took me like a decade to shake Carol and retrain Caro? Yeah.
I'm picturing you going around telling people, hi, my name's like Caro, and people thinking you're saying.
No, I'm saying Caroline, but they just immediately shortened it to Carol. Like in high school, I'm Carol. All of my high school friends call me Carol. And it's like, my Snapchat was like, Mama Carol. Like it was all Carol. And I literally was like, this is so terrible.
Mama Carol? That makes me 97.
Well, I was the one like taking care of people. So, but yes, I would say that. I said, would any of you like to be called Carol?
Literally.
And then the nail in the coffin was when John called me Carol because my high school friends did it. And I was like, that was the first day my campaign for Caro started. It was the first time I heard John call me Carol. I was like, I will not live this way any longer.
Not going to be Carol in your eyes, sweetie.
It's a really unfortunate.
What other name? What names are like coming back?
I think a lot of them are coming back. We should do a name thing about.
I need like a name episode. Screw episode. I need a whole podcast.
I think old names are coming back because like I think that Ethel, like that kind of thing. People are Ezra. People are naming their kids like Ezra, like the grandparent names. I think it's circling around.
You know what name I really like for a boy?
What?
I don't think I'll do it. That's why I'm saying
That's why you're saying it.
Maybe I will though.
Okay, so do you want to say it?
I like the name Enzo.
Yeah, Enzo is a great name.
Cute?
Who's Enzo?
I don't know.
What have we seen recently? Someone's Enzo.
Is somebody in the Bridget Jones movie was last night, and I whispered to Mike, I like that name for
Okay. Oh, did you know there's a character in the show Younger called Enzo?
I just started watching Younger. I'm on episode 2.
I just finished it.
Asleep.
Do you know that's such an underrated show?
That's what everyone says, so that's why I put it on. And now it's like on Netflix.
My friend Ellison was like, you've got to go watch the whole series. Everywhere that we went when my friends were in New York was like on Younger. And she was like, I think this place, like Marie's Crisis, she's like, I think this place is on Younger. So I watched it and I'm like, they go to all the cool places like Monkey Bar, Marie's Crisis. They're all the cool places. I'm like, this is a New York girl's dream because it's like actually in the city. Like Sex in the City is like.
If you're a show maker, producer, is your goal to like get your show put on Netflix? Because anytime a new show gets put or an old show gets put on Netflix, we all start watching it. Younger,
I guess
Suits,
so. Yeah.
Gilmore Girls. I don't think
that was always popular because
Really?
it was like I feel like if you were a CW show, you had the Watcher.
I just feel like the shows that get put on Netflix, it's been around forever sometimes, and we're all just like,
Gilmore
we
Girls
love
is
this
more
all
like
of a
Friends,
sudden.
where like wherever streaming it went to, like people would have followed and
it.
watched.
Yeah.
But I agree,
Trying to
because
think of
Younger
other-
would have never come back across my plate
Yeah.
unless it was Netflix. Lots of them, honestly. Even Sex in the City. Like I wouldn't have when it was on it was on HBO. I would watch a random episode here and there, but now it's on Netflix and I will
like,
watch.
for some reason, makes it just like easiest to watch.
I agree.
Their shows.
Speaking of fun shows, we have Dirty Laundry today.
Good
Dirty
transition to that.
Confessions.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And they're really good.
No, they are from the few that I read before, but
So how many Dirty Laundry episodes have we done? Has it just been
Like
one? I feel like we've done two, maybe.
One or two.
I really enjoyed doing it, so I'm really excited to do this again.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's just entertaining to hear about OPD, other people's drama.
Yeah. OPD.
OPD, other people's drama. Nothing could make a girl happier than drama that doesn't involve her.
And I'm happy about these ones because we said, get raunchy. There's always going to be anonymous. Like, we've all done crazy shit in our lives or like raunchy things. And you guys stepped it up a little raunchier. I think the first time we posted it, it was like, I didn't do my husband's laundry. And I was like, no, like we got to get a little crazier. So let's read a couple. Some of mine are like paragraphs. People were sending multiple. This one girl, I'll kick it off. She said, I bought a vibrator for the first time at 31 years old.
Good for you.
And for those of you who are just like hearing about this, Dirty Laundry is
I hate that
we're
we
like
do that.
Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
It's it's just anonymous confessions. They can be about relationships. They can be about anything.
Anything that you need to get off your chest, but you can't tell anybody that you know.
Yeah. The vibrator
don't
one's
admit.
like not that crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy at all.
like
but
I've had one since age 2, but
Okay.
2.
To
each their own.
That's so bizarre. Okay.
Yeah. Teetered on the line there. All right.
Okay. I hooked up with my brother-in-law before I met my husband.
Oh, I remember this one. Wait. Okay.
How interesting questions. Our show should be called Follow-Up Questions.
Yeah.
Never once have we ever recommunicated any type of listener input and not been like, I have follow-up questions.
Hooked up with her brother-in-law before meeting husband.
Does he know? Did he know at the time? Did you have to tell him after you got married? When did you find out that they were brother-in-laws? Like, did you know when you met the guy? Or did it like you meet the guy you started dating and then found out who his brother was?
That's so weird.
It is so weird.
I don't know if I could. I mean, Mike doesn't
And now
have
what
a
if the
brother,
brother marries someone that looks like her?
Yeah,
That
or
would be
like
icing on the cake.
The husband is probably always thinking, like in the back of his mind, if he knows.
Maybe, but then maybe the brother's like actually, the movie The Family Stone with Sarah Jessica Parker, where she ends up with the brother.
No, I like, I saw
It's like that, where like, what if the brother is like still in love with her?
Yeah.
So interesting.
It's sticky. This one's really funny.
Okay.
I bumped, in quotes, my evil sister-in-law's Birkin bag into the dog's crate at my in-laws. Which I think coming up soon, we've been getting a lot of like sister-in-law content from you guys. So I think we're going to do a sister-in-law episode. But this is just so funny. Like, she took her sister-in-law's Birkin bag and like slammed it into a dog crate.
I think that's hilarious.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but
What happened?
it's kind of epic because it takes a certain level of creativity to be like, how do I upset you without you knowing? And how do I do something to your prized possession?
Yeah.
Without you knowing.
And
it's like the
play innocent.
creativity.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the dog dragged it in there. The
bumped
creativity.
it into the dog crate. Do we
Right,
think
but-
the dog? Oh, blame it on the dog.
Yeah.
Like,
How
I'm
did my
picturing-
Birkin get in there? I don't know. Ask the dog.
Oh, you think the Birkin's in the crate?
She bumped it into the crate.
I'm picturing her just like hardcore, like bumping it.
I'm picturing her walking by with the doors open and she just like kicks it over into the crate.
Yes. Wait. Okay. Your
Like,
way
I'm
makes
just-
so much more sense.
I'm thinking that like the sister-in-law put the bag down there and she saw
And it
an opportunity of a
falls in.
lifetime.
Yeah. Okay. That actually makes.
I could be wrong, but it's
No.
brings me more joy to think about it like that.
That now makes way more sense. I don't know why, but the first thing I was picturing it on her. I was picturing the girl
carrying
holding
it. Yeah.
Carrying it and like slamming it, just like rubbing it on the side, like scratching the bag. I don't even know if you can scratch a Birkin. But this makes more sense. It was sitting on a ledge and she bumped it into the dog crate somehow.
Yeah.
That's
It's great. Can't be traced back.
But that's so like, did things fall out? Is it in like pee? I don't know.
You know, it's kind of like when you go to like a boxing class, like if you go to Rumble, like to get out anger at somebody or like whatever. It's like this is her little way of like just getting it off her chest.
Yeah.
With, no repercussions.
I wonder like if the Birkin's okay.
It probably is.
You know how I feel about Birkins.
Yeah, it probably is fine.
They're not my cup of tea, really.
My bridesmaid hooked up with a stripper on my bachelorette party. This happens too many times.
Does it?
I mean, not specifically with the stripper, but like, why are we always talking about
strippers?
People that are like hooking up on these bachelorette parties that like shouldn't be hooking up with people. I don't know if this girl was like taken, but
with the
it's
stripper
the hookup on the bachelorette.
Kind of crazy. Like my favorite
that
story.
Stripper clearly doesn't separate like work and play, I guess.
The only time I got a stripper ever, this was back in 2017 when like it was more fun to do that. It was for Jenna's bachelorette party in Vegas, and I mean, no, I would not have let any of those girls hook up with him because he just,
cute?
He was like a hot man, had a good body. It was kind of a catfish situation. Keep in mind, I was like 23 or something, and it was my first time doing anything, and I like found him on a sketchy site. Like I think we kind of got catfished, and I do know that actually because I ordered like a officer and got like a fireman. That already was off, and then he just wasn't as hot as he looked online. He still like had a decent body and stuff, but like had a major lisp that made him like to the point where like he was like, "Hey girl, I'm super excited." And his name was Ajax. I do remember that.
Okay.
I hope he's not listening. I just like eviscerated him.
That's okay. I think I've never had a stripper before.
I think everyone needs to have a stripper at some point in their lives.
Yeah, I have no relevant information. But I just think it's funny that it was like, she was like, dibs.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay. Boyfriend has peed the bed twice in 1 month, not drunk.
See, I don't like that.
I haven't read any of these ones on our actual Honey We're Home page until just now.
There's an issue.
Twice in 1 month.
Because, like, I don't hear of peeing the bed. Luckily, knock on wood, I've got a lot of problems in my life. That was never one with me or anybody in my life.
Oh, I feel bad. I don't want to make fun of him, but like, I like that she's like, I have to tell somebody and I don't want to tell my friends because I don't want to embarrass him. Well, so she told us. Like,
it's one thing to be like waking up throughout the night. I do that all the time to go pee.
Yeah.
But what a
sensitive subject, but you kind of like want to be like, buy him like adult diapers or something just in case.
Why is he sleeping so soundly? Is he taking something?
He's probably waking up to it. Like, I don't know if it's like, I feel like there could be something else going on. My concern is someone who like, it's like if this isn't her bed or their joint bed, like when kids are little and they pee the bed, you put this thing underneath that's like this like waterproof sort of encapsulation. As we get older, those mattress covers become like the hypoallergenic ones because we all have allergies. Yeah. But like if you don't have that and you're peeing on accident, it's going through the sheet, the mattress pad, and it's also going through the mattress. So my concern is like, I don't want to embarrass you and I feel really bad, but it's like, we've got to protect them. At some point, we're going to have to figure out how to not ruin the mattress.
Yeah.
So like, can we put a waterproof thing down or are you going to wear an adult diaper?
I wouldn't be accommodating the environment for this issue. I'd be getting to the source.
That's what I'm saying. But like, until then, it's like you don't want to suggest something that would embarrass them, but you also can't ruin a mattress.
I would take him to a doctor. A urologist.
I would like buy diapers and be like, try to make it lighthearted, but like, I actually don't know. I'm so sorry because you don't want to embarrass them, but it's a problem.
Yeah. Wait, so this woman says, I only shower 3 times a week.
I don't think that's that abnormal.
What?
I really don't. Like, how many times have you been like, oh, I didn't rinse off today?
Okay. 3 times a week? There's 7 days in a week.
Yeah, I think
There's 4 days that we're not showering.
Yeah, I don't think that 4 days of not showering is like great, but I don't think that I think that there are probably plenty of people that like are like, oh, I guess I shower every other day. If you're working out, you're definitely showering every day. You're not washing your hair every day.
I wonder if she's cleaning the hot spots in any other way. The
like
armpits, the vag.
That's a good question. And also, but because I don't want to judge her, like, what job do you have? You know, are you having to leave very early and you're getting home really late?
No, this is
I could see how the days blend together.
I'm not.
I don't want to judge her because I don't.
Freak. Sometimes I skip it. I mean, my hair hasn't been washed in a good 8 days, and it's actually disgusting. Well, no,
I could never
like 7, but shower. You gotta clean those pits, and I mean, unless you're just like somehow a natural angelic angel, which could be the case. I'm not. So if I didn't really shower often, I fear I would perturb people.
I'm reserving judgment because there have been times when I'm like, it'll be like Tuesday night, I'll be like, holy shit, I haven't gotten in the shower since Sunday because it's like I'm working from home or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there are days when I shower twice a day.
Yeah. And maybe you're right. Maybe she is like a busy new mom who like doesn't have time to literally shower. Or maybe she's in med school. I just feel like
there are circumstances. That's what I'm saying. What's your profession? Like there are definitely circumstances. Are you on nights in med school or like you're on rotation?
Yeah.
Like it's like the days just blend together.
Okay, you're right. I don't judge.
I felt bad for her that she felt like that she's beating herself up about it.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up, honey. We make perfume for a reason. I will say,
yeah,
I shower like typically once a day, but no, sometimes I do skip if I'm not working out and stuff. But when I shower, make no mistake, it's not like a thorough shower. Like sometimes I'm just letting quick.
It's a body shower. We call them body
quick
shower.
Body shower with like I'm talking soap quickly on my armpits and vag.
I had a terrible situation yesterday. I had to wash my hair in the morning. I guess I didn't have to, but like you know when you just like need to.
Yeah.
Like you just feel like it's gonna be the thing that makes you feel
right
better.
Now, tonight.
So I did it yesterday morning, but then I worked out at 4:30. So then I had to come back and body shower again, and my hair wasn't even dry from my first shower.
Yeah.
That just felt like a waste of time.
I do feel like there's a thing that we do in the winter, which is like over showering, and then you get really dry.
And then you sweat more.
Yeah. Which
that's
we don't
actually
want
pretty
that.
bad.
I've become a specific type of lazy where instead of washing my face at night, I will get in the shower to wash my face.
Oh, well, I think that's probably better for you, but I've done that before too.
I do that.
I don't like when my arms get wet. Like when the water drips down my arms, it makes me want to cry. I don't know why. That's such a lame thing to say, but I literally am like, no. And I know that's why they have the little cuffs, but then I feel like I'm on like a sports team and I'm wearing the cuffs.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that either.
True. I don't fuck with the cuffs. Also, sometimes I don't feel like I am getting my face fully clean enough if I'm not in the shower. Like I need
because you have to like go down your neck. Like today, I'm gonna feel that way too.
My décolletage.
Yeah, that's true. This person says, I, 25-year-old female, drunkenly hooked up with the married woman who lives next door to me, 40-year-old female.
Whoa. Okay,
you guys
which
are
ones
promiscuous.
Are you seeing?
I'm on Honey We're Home because I know that you have yours. So we're going back and forth between these two.
Wait. She's
this is
straight?
what's fun because we haven't seen these. I don't know.
Is she just
follow-up questions? I'm changing the name of the show. Follow-up questions.
She's 25.
She just says like 25-year-old female drunkenly hooked up with the married woman who lives next door to me, 40-year-old female.
With a
like you guys have lives.
Here's the thing: humans are freaks at the heart of at the heart. At the end of the day, humans are dirty little freaks, and we ain't judging. But that's crazy.
That is crazy. Okay, stalked my ex too hard, and I found out him and his fiance live less than a block away from me.
Yeah.
That would give
that
me
one.
nightmares. Like, that's when you, like, what is it? Like, if you go looking for something, you're going to find it.
Yeah. This
Like,
is why we don't
if you're looking
stalk
for trouble,
exes.
you'll always find it.
Yeah. Stalking exes, like, never makes you feel good.
It's almost better to just run into them in the wild and that way be like, at least you weren't living in anxious anticipation every time you stepped outside of your door.
Yeah. I have exes. Most of my exes, like, I have leveled up, like, in terms of their women. Like,
I'm so sorry.
so, like,
I know what you're talking
stalking
about.
them ain't gonna do me any favors.
Mine don't live anywhere close to me, so I'm fine, but I know.
Then he wasn't even, like, fully an ex. I hope it never
No,
hears
it's just,
this. It's gonna be like, what?
funny.
No, but, like, I just, like, I mean, one of them who I used to, like, be with in high school. This is crazy of me to even, like, whatever. And then make no mistake, I'm the dumper. I do the dumping, and then it backfires.
Yeah.
Because then they date actress models who are perfect, stunning in every
Right.
single way, both physically and emotionally and mentally. And then you're like, you two go off.
I'm not a dumper. Do you think that makes sense for me?
Kind of.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I could want to and I won't be able to.
Oh, I'm a dumper. I'll dump everything
push
and everyone.
comes to shove. I could be crying myself to sleep all night, every night, and I'm still not going to dump you. I'm like, think that it might be pretty much impossible for me to.
No, but you fall. I do too, though. I fall in love with anything.
I also have a very specific complex where I'm like, you can't give up on them. And that will haunt you if you're not careful.
That'll haunt you.
That'll you.
Bring trauma.
Ironically, the only dumping I ever did, I think, is like that 6-month period after we graduated college, after John broke his neck, of that John and I like broke up. We were still like seeing each other, and the only dumping I ever did was I told him, I can't see you anymore. I just can't do it. Like,
yeah.
we're either doing it or we're not doing it. Like, I'm sorry. And he was like, are you breaking up with me when we're already broken up?
See,
And then
I dumped
it
every
didn't even
boyfriend
work.
had.
I think it was like literally that conversation. And then like the next week we were like officially back together. I like can't do it.
You're like, nope, just couldn't stick to it.
Like I was he knew I was pump faking him.
No, I mean, let me take this back. I'm making myself sound like a pick me, like I'm only dumb. No, like,
No, I think there's strength to that. I wish. No, I'm telling you.
I definitely, like, in college, like, fell, like, in love randomly with assholes who, like, ghosted me. But I'd be upset for, like, 2 seconds, and then I'd move on in 2 seconds later because why? And they always come back, and then I'm like, ew, get away.
I am the kind of person where, like, I'm just sort of not going to date you at all unless I saw a future with you, like, unless I already felt like I could really, like, love you. So if I was, like, talking to you, like, if we were, like, casually, like, doing something, like, I had no problem, like, ending that.
Yeah.
But if I was going to commit to dating you, you're going to have to dump me.
Yeah.
So
Or you're in it.
my destiny's been signed. So if it's over, you're going to have to do it.
I always dumped right before, like, I don't know. I was kind of like a fuck girl. I was like, I just want to, like, hang with my friends, and you're too much work. Like, they would, right when they would, like, fall in love with me, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. It also should be, like, noted I've really only had 2 real boyfriends. So one of them is John. So I don't know how much this is, like, relatable.
You're like, I could never.
And this is why. But this is why. And this is why it took so much for me to date people, because I know this about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not just going to get into a sticky situation that I can't get out of.
No.
Okay. This person says, and I feel bad, happy to be mama wife, but honestly, maybe wasn't a good idea with chronic illness. I feel like when you open up to people around you, like everyone that's expecting, like, has very real thoughts about, like, anything about becoming a parent.
Wait, sorry. What was her? Where is it?
Sorry, let me reread it.
Yeah,
happy to be mama/wife.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, maybe it wasn't a good idea with a chronic illness. And I'm saying, like, there are really real life circumstances that cause people anxiety, even in a phase of life that's just supposed to be happy and expectant.
Correct.
And everybody has them. It's like once you open up to somebody about it, 9 out of 10 times they'll open back up to you. Like they feel safe to share whatever their deep concern or fear is that they didn't feel like allowed to say because they don't want it to trump what's supposed to be exciting.
She has chronic illness?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, that's awful. I mean, that I would just tell you, listener who wrote that, first of all, there's nothing you can do. You can only do what's in your control, and you're going to be a great mom anyways because you're going to show as much love as you can and do the best you can. And their life is tough.
You'll figure it out, and I think it'll be worth it. I think that's the one thing. It's like when push comes to shove, it's worth it and you know it, but don't feel bad that you feel bad.
Yeah, no. We all have anxiety, trust me.
Right.
But no, that's sad.
This one is funnier. Also, in the category of like, you guys really have lives. Went to a sex party with my boyfriend and snuck off with 2 other guys.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing with your
That's
free
crazy.
time?
Snuck off. This falls under the category of people are freaks.
Sometimes I get really anxious. I'm just going to tell you guys this. And John will be like, you're reading too many of your DMs.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it just exposes me to like things that are really out there.
Yeah. That are really, there's people with like open relationships.
Yeah.
There's people with cheating. They're like, that is happening out there. We're just like prude.
Again, I just have follow-up questions. You know what I mean? Like, did he sneak off with somebody too? Like, did you tell him after? Like, was this part of the agreement? How many times have you done this before? Like, was it fun? Like, do you regret it or do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
We've talked about sex parties before because we've never been to them, but we're curious about them, and I don't think we'd go. But
certainly, you could not catch me dead.
I always say never. You never literally know.
No, I know because I know it's not that it is that I don't like care to go to one, but the reason I know is because anytime I'm in a situation where like this type of thing is like being discussed or going on, I go that I'll be like, did she agree to it? Like, is she, I'm the conspiracy theorist where I'll be like, I'll have a thought that's like, these girls are like, you know, being like forcefully pimped out or like there's something fishy going on here. And like, I don't want to be a part. My mind immediately goes there. So I know for a fact I'd be no fun to have there. So
that's what I was going to say. I'd be no chill about it. Like I'd be super annoying and I'd be like, what are we supposed to be doing now? Like what now? Am I like overthinking just everything? And they'd be like, you know what? You could just put your clothes on and leave.
Yeah. Like I'm fully aware that there are plenty of things in this world that are not dark and twisted. Unfortunately, like I just can't get there. Like I have to go like FBI detective to make myself feel better. So you don't want me there. But it's super interesting because I don't think until recently I realized that it is such a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a very real thing. And like how, like, I mean, honestly, finding someone who's like into that same type of thing with you.
Yeah. How do you bridge that?
I don't know.
If I suddenly went to Mike and said, hey, I heard of a sex party happening. Let's go.
I get laughter on the corner.
He would, yeah. But then again, I think deep down, I have like a really dark and twisted side to me. So like, that's why I do, like when I'm 50, I could probably
like
won't
that.
go to one.
I have a lot of logistical questions. Like how do you get signed up for these groups or find the parties? Do they do like background checks? Like I kind of feel like it is like that where there's like actually true logistics and barrier to entry so that everyone going knows that they're going to have a fun and safe time. And who runs that? And what's the business model? And how do you find people? And how do you market it? Or is it like a secret club situation?
That's probably if it's more like high profile.
Where do these things happen? Is it a set location? Do they move it around?
No, so I think because I have
in Gossip Girl, they moved it around, right?
Oh, I didn't even know there was them in Gossip Girl. I have heard that shit goes down in the suburbs. Like, there's swinging situations.
Actually, guys, once this couple did try to swing with me and John, and we are so stupid
and didn't realize
that we had to be told by other people that like that's what was happening. Then we understood. The couple literally like actually outright said to us, like told us a story of them swinging with the family that she babysat for. And John and I were like, oh, like, why did they bring this up to us? Like, what makes them think that we're the viable audience for this story?
If suddenly Mike and I were swingers, which never happened, we're too vanilla, but we would never go to you and John. You and John are
we're
actually
not
the
your right
last
audience.
people.
We're actually like both older siblings, so we're the people like you want to kill in that scenario because
you're the narcs.
We're going to be like, what if you get fired? Like, that was my real question. I was like, how comfortable are they with this? Like, this is, how much do you like the kids? Because you're probably going to get fired because it's going to get messy. I'm not your audience. Like, I'm going to ruin your fun.
Yeah.
Have your fun, please.
I don't know.
But please know I'm going to ruin it.
When you swing, if any of you are swingers out there, can you let us know? When you are swingers, do you do it with friends or do you find random couples? I feel like random couples.
Well, I guess on my experience, it's like people that you like adjacently are familiar with, but like
acquaintances.
I mean, we'd have to ask the Mormon wives group.
How does one ask somebody to swing? Because we might have been. Now I'm like,
I think you hinted. I mean, in my experience, it's just been hinted at. You just have to choose a better recipient.
Like, I'm kind of offended that I've never been asked to, Mike and I have
Please
never
don't
been asked
be,
to be
because
swingers.
I felt like I could never hang out with them again. And then I had to keep hanging out with them. And that was, I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I mean, I'm flattered. Thank
having
you.
orgies. That's a thing that we've never done.
Honestly, wow. I'm thinking about, yeah, I guess like the more comfortable you get with people, the more they share with you. But like so many people are like doing that too. I'm awkward. I'll just say it one more time. I'm that TikTok that is like when your older sister's too hard and you regret sharing with them.
Like very prude and vanilla. I'm a little crazier.
I'm not. Okay, fine. I'm not vanilla, but like, thank you so much.
But like, I've lived more of a sexual life than you.
Yeah.
I sound like such
I mean, that's definitely true.
But like in high school, for example, when I was crazy off my goddamn rocker in college, I've had sex in the same room as friends, but that's like normal.
Oh.
We were all drunk.
I don't know how normal. I think it's based on your college. I went to a really conservative school.
This was in high school, honey.
Also, it's just personality. Like, I get attached and hooked. So for the same conversation of like how I can't break up with you, but I also won't date you unless I think I'm going to marry you. Like, I naturally then am probably having sex with less people because I get emotionally attached.
Yeah, like no secret about
it has
that.
nothing to do with what I believe other people should and shouldn't do. It has everything to do with how willing I am to make my own life a living hell, knowing how my brain and heart work.
Well, yeah, I've matured since then. But I'm saying, like, I have had sex in the same room as other people having sex. Does that count as an no? Because we weren't.
Well, we'd have to look that up. I wish we were still doing Are We Smarter Than Google?
Have I had an orgy and just not known?
I can't answer that for you. I really don't know.
No, there's no way. And that's a common thing.
There's no
Vouch
way.
for me on this.
I mean, I don't know the answer, though.
No, but God bless our producer who's editing this. No, but I think an orgy is like where you gather.
Do you know what?
And all have sex with each other.
Like,
I actually know that.
If we grew up in New York, we would know. Those gals know everything.
Yeah. No, I know that for a fact. Why are we acting like were just put on this earth yesterday?
Wait, what do you know for a fact?
That an orgy is when you're having sex with each other. Like,
okay, so not just in the same room?
You're in the same room because you're having sex with each other, all of you.
Right, but yeah, like not separately,
like not
but
next
in the
to
same
each other.
room.
Like quite literally, me and my friend were
having
sex with two guys. I hope my in-laws don't listen. In the same like room and bed. We all were crazy. If you're anybody listening, like just stop judging.
No, you can't judge because also like people like people are in like
16.
dorm
Actually, that's
rooms,
worse.
like
Yeah.
oh yours.
Oh, dorm rooms. Yeah, I did do that too, actually.
Yeah, like that makes sense to me. It's just logistical.
Yeah.
I think we need to like do some more research on this topic, but like
You make me feel like I was crazy. But when I'm talking to crazy friends, they make me feel tame.
no, I'm sure. I just wanted to be clear that I don't care what anybody else says. I specifically only do things because I have so much anxiety and I know how I operate and I just like don't want to make my life a living hell.
No, it's smart.
Like, I told my sister
You're
when she did this
self-aware.
episode, she was like, I was like, do you date to marry? She was like, God, no. And like, I think most people don't date to marry. I dated to marry not because of a moral or religious belief, because I know I can't break up with you. So why on God's green earth would I date you if I didn't like you enough to see myself with you and then proceed to not be able to dump you?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
why would I
always
do that?
dated to marry too. Well, no, that's a lie.
I think I am quite envious of those people because it's like you get to have fun. Like the people that enjoy dating and like going on dates, I love to live vicariously through them because I just have too much anxiety to do that. But like, it sounds like a really
I'd
cool
kind of
thing.
rather be like you.
Why?
I don't know, because mine is like I just love attention, and that can get you in some trouble.
Yeah, but then I have to overthink every decision beforehand
and I do
so
that
it doesn't
too.
bite me in the ass after.
Anyhow.
Maybe the grass is not greener on either side.
We're all flawed and we're all crazy, okay?
All crazy.
This episode is 3 hours long.
Let's end with this one because it'll parlay into what next week's episode is about.
Parlay
and it's a little bit more, it's just funny and relatable. I'm praying that I'm 8 to 9 months pregnant for my evil sister-in-law's out-of-state wedding so that we can skip it.
Yeah. I mean,
You, my dear, are not the only person to have had
that
the
thought.
pregnancy intervening with an event that you have no other excuse to get out of thought.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. But I will say, wouldn't it just be easier if you just go to the wedding and grin and bear it?
Not if there's like terrible family dynamics that you just know only end in disaster.
Yeah.
It's like walking into a lion's den that's only, you know, when you go into a situation and you're like, if I can just get through this,
Yeah.
but you realize that the situation itself starts 12 new situations.
Yeah. We need to have an episode about sister-in-laws.
It'll be next week,
We're
guys.
getting a lot about
Yeah,
that.
I think it'll be really interesting. I don't have any, so this will
I
be
have
fun
one,
for me.
and God bless her. I love her so much. Like, thank God. But
I'm
a
scared
lot of you
I'm
out
going to
there
be the
don't.
evil sister-in-law.
Actually, I have one that's Mike's, but I have one that's my brother's. So
oh, you
technically
have two. I have none, but I'll have them someday.
Of the complaints that we get about sister-in-laws, it's always not always, but it's a lot of the time the
girl's
husband's
husband's sister.
No.
The husband's sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have that situation. I never will. However, I am like a true sister to my brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
So like I do live with that anxiety. It's like I don't want to be the evil sister-in-law. So
I know exactly how you're going to be. You're going to kind of be like, I was here first. Like, I
don't
was
wanna
with
be
him.
like that.
And you're going to always have to be like the best one, which
I've
is
had
going
that
to
thought
annoy
before.
them.
I've had that thought before, and
Like-
I know that, so I plan on actively working against it.
Yeah, you need to be self-aware of that because you're always going to want like the parents to like you the best because you were there first.
I think what I have to apply in this situation is the same thing that I apply to when John's friends date people, which is no one likes to start a relationship, go meet somebody's friends, and then there's the one girl that's like, I was here first, da-da-da, who are you? Because then you're just, that's such a negative energy to walk into, and I think I don't want to be treated like that, so I always try to like make a really good effort to to be friends with all of the people that John's friends date, because you guys could end up getting married and I want a relationship with you and I never want that vibe to be negative. And if you're not a girl's girl, I'm going to be nice to you until you like me. Like it's
Kill her
that's
with
just
kindness.
I love that phrase because I don't want to give you any reason to dislike me, and I'm a big proponent that some people are just like more closed off in the beginning. So I have to do that with them, but
Catch more bees with honey.
there are going to be things that they're definitely better at me than, but I'm very opinionated, so there's fear.
No, I wish Mike had a brother, because I think that has the potential to be like such a good friendship.
With the sister, I agree.
Yeah, with the brothers.
The only thing in my favor is that our siblings are the same age, as in they're both a lot younger than us. So, like, I know how to interact with girls like that age already.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like, how do I make friends with a girl that's like 10 years younger than me?
You need older.
No, I know. I really wish that too. Yeah. But having the younger siblings helps me think I could do it when like his younger siblings date or get married, because I'll have practice. But like otherwise, I'd just be so scared. Yeah. I wish I had older. That's ideal. I feel like, I don't know. Well, it's not in that scenario, but.
All right.
Okay, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Please make sure that you're liked and subscribed. Oh, and follow us on YouTube because all of our videos are going up there now. We'll see you next week, and stay tuned for some information on a live show that's coming up. If you're listening, you got first ears on it. Congrats. Okay.
In real life, baby.
All right. We love you guys. It'll be more of like a wine night cocktail hour. Not really, a big to-do situation.
An in real life moment.
It'll be intimate and fun. But
cross your fingers that it happens.
Yeah. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye. Mwah.